What's up, everybody? Got a quick little fun wintertime project here. What we're going to do today is build a removable winch mount for a UTV sized winch for the car trailer. This plate comes with the winch. I bought this receiver adapter off of Amazon. It'll get the job done just fine. I already had a receiver mount that I welded into the bulkhead of the trailer. Kind of goes down to some framework down there, but we got to get these two pieces put together and we'll be on our way. Let's go inside the garage where it's a little warmer. Alright, we got paint all ground off of these pieces so we can get a decent weld on there. Unfortunately, I'm out of flap discs, so I had to use a grinding disc. It's not quite as pretty. Tears up the steel a little bit. So a lot of people are probably asking, well, what are you making one of these for when you can just buy one on Amazon for like $29.99? Well, most of the pre-made units for this application that you see on there, they're only rated for like 3,500 pounds at the most. I want this one to be rated for more like 5,000 pounds. So when we get done with this, we should achieve that, no problem. Plus, with this design, using this extension, you have the option of putting another like shackle mount in here, and you could theoretically do a snatch block pull off of this, but you'd want to make sure you were pulling dead straight because you were putting a lot of leverage on this thing if you started side pulling with it. But really, all we're doing is pulling cars onto this trailer. This is probably a little overkill. The winch comes with this plate. I figured I might as well use it. This piece was only $19 on Amazon. I had some steel laying around for the gussets. I think it's pretty self-explanatory how this thing's going to go together. But so that's going to sit something like that. And then we're going to have 4 of these guys on here, making sure that we stay clear of the 4 main bolt holes for the winch. And yeah, it's pretty simple. I'm going to tack this whole thing together, and then we'll get a look at it, and then finish weld it, paint it, put the winch on it. Got all the gussets tacked in place. Somewhat crudely all tacked in place. This thing's going to be pretty ridiculous when it's all welded together. So I'm going to sit here for 15 or 20 minutes and weld this thing all together. Then we'll bomb some paint on it while it's still scorching hot and then check it out. Don't critique my welds too bad, guys. I am not a professional welder. 100% self-taught. Just like anything you do in life, if you don't do it often enough, you lose practice on it. I haven't welded in a while. It made a little bit of a mess out of her, but not too bad. It ain't going anywhere, I'll tell you that. So, I'm going to squirt some paint on it while she's still roasting hot. Then we'll bolt the winch onto it. Alright, we did our belligerent paint job on the scorching hot steel. Dry already. So, maybe not the most aesthetically pleasing paint job ever on the history of Earth, but I have to remind myself that this is a tool. And as I said earlier, it's not going to Pebble Beach. You can see we got our 4 gussets in place. And I think that's going to be plenty strong. Let's get out the winch. It's an Amazon special. The name is not important. 4,500 pounds. Let me set this down over here. Hopefully there's hardware in here. If there isn't hardware in here, we might be taking a break. Oh no, I see hardware. Oh, baby Fairly. Hardware. I wanted a winch with rope instead of cable, especially since we're just pulling cars on a trailer. It's a lot less damaging to anything it may drag across. So it looks like they just give you a bunch of hardware and don't really tell you where any of it goes. I'll probably cut a bunch of this out. Okay, thankfully those nuts didn't spin. That works for me. They got some steel nuts captured in the body of the winch. Might not be a bad idea to put a little Loctite on there, but it does have lock washers. For 4 bolts, lock washers, flat washers. All right, so one of the next things that makes this thing stowable and portable is adding in this quick disconnect for the power leads. So I pre-assembled this. You can find these on Amazon. They're pretty self-explanatory how they go together. You just have to pick if you want to solder or crimp and solder the metal part of the contact, if you will, onto the cables. I did a solder and a crimp. You'll see how I kind of staggered these. I did that on purpose. So yellow is going to go to the back. This isn't obviously the highest quality of equipment. You know, it's one of those things where I probably wouldn't purchase the add-on warranty, because if something happens to it, you just go get another one. You're gonna go under. Look at that, all sorts of professional. Okay, let's take her out to the trailer and have a little look-see at the operation. 25 minutes, holy crap. Yeah, we'll be chopping the hell out of this. So there she is, outside, 4,500 pounder. Going to go into our previously installed receiver. I didn't really do a video on putting this receiver in because these trailers are all built so totally different that you're really gonna have to come up with your own design for each trailer application. Not a huge fan of this style pin where it's just got a groove in the end. It's almost too easy. Okay. Definitely going to put a zip tie on this. So the other end of the cable is going to go into a hole in the tongue box where the battery is. But like I said, that's not what this video is about. This was more about making this mount, and you can see how we still have access to the receiver part of the extension. So you could conceivably snatch block off of this, but like I said, you want to make sure it was a real direct pull to keep your pull in line with that receiver so you don't accidentally bend stuff. I can dig it. I like that a lot. So if you guys have any questions on building this plate, or any ways that I could have done it better, I mean, very rarely ever offended by anything I do, so feel free to put it down in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next one.